Oh my gosh, what are we doing? I don't know. Hey everyone, this is Travis with the Winey Parent Podcast. Just want to stop by and have a little parenting talk. Um, everyone is kind of strained or stressed or scared and not sure what to do with this whole COVID-19 situation and this pandemic, and everyone with the phrasing of social distancing or basically kind of staying locked down in your home and not leaving if you don't have to. And, you know, our family is, holding true to, hey, if we don't have to go anywhere, we're not going anywhere. We've taken our kids out back, out front, you know, play with them outside for a little bit. And, we spend time, like yesterday, we spent several hours playing board games. And, we've created, Megan did an amazing job creating this kind of school day schedule where we kind of pin the kids down with, basically trying to give them structure to try to keep their lives as normal to what the routine they were accustomed to with school. And um, so this whole situation it's scary as hell. I don't think there's any other way to really define it. Um, and I think, you know, even if I wasn't a parent, I think I would still be greatly concerned about how we're all going to get through this. And um, I I know Megan has been a great resource for me to lean on, a support system, and I think our kids have been handling this very well. And you know, I honestly don't know how I'm handling it day in and day out. I think it's just like kind of one step at a time and one foot in front of the other. The whole cliches of, but it's what are you gonna do? I don't know what the next day is gonna bring and how many months we're gonna be trapped. And trapped is a bad word. I mean, it's the right thing to do because we don't want to risk exposing anyone else, and we don't want to risk ourselves being exposed because people are struggling with this virus. And so I think as a parent, I'm just kind of wanting to share that it's not easy. Um, trying to make the choice to stay at home as much as possible. I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's pretty easy choice to make. But then it comes just dealing with the massive change in a regular routine that we all have. Like Megan's a teacher, so she teaches pre-K, and so she has that schedule. I write from home, so I take the kids to school in the morning. I pick them up in the afternoon. So I have that chunk in between where I get stuff done for whether it's the Winey Parent or writing for other places where I write for Fan Base Press, and you know, and I think a lot of the way I handle things is I try to make fun of myself, hoping that maybe I can make Megan or the kids laugh. And if I can do that, that makes me feel better. Um, and it's not always possible. I think when there are mornings where, you know, I think every day since we've been at home, Megan and I, one of us has been up at probably 4 a.m. every morning, if not earlier or shortly thereafter, because I'm guessing it's stress keeping us up or waking us up. Um, I will say I'm a little annoyed that the other night when I did wake up, I think it was around somewhere around 4. I kept. Do you ever have those dreams where if you wake up and you go back to sleep, you pop into maybe not the exact same dream, but it's the same story? Um, so I kept popping in and out of The Walking Dead. Um, Now, mind you, I've only seen the first 4 episodes of that show, and I was just like, meh. Will I go back to it eventually? Maybe, but it just wasn't. It didn't hook me as, and I know it's probably a great sin to several friends of mine who I know love the show. But besides the point, I don't really know the show well, um, and but I kept popping in and out of sleep, and every time I went back to sleep, I would land in the scene where I'm in. I know I'm in the Walking Dead world, and it not the best experience to keep waking up to, or waking up from that experience. And so I don't know how everyone else is handling this. For those that know me, I usually pretty not extremely talkative, and surprised I'm doing a podcast. Maybe that's why I started this podcast. Maybe it's a little cathartic for me to kind of just talk about something I want to talk about and be a fan of something where I get to express my love of something. So, but besides that, I think as a parent, I'm just really freaked out. Um, it's hard to, dial back the internal feelings of just feeling anxious, and every news story is about this, and um, essentially just feeling helpless, because I know we can do whatever we can to try to limit what might happen, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. And so, for a dude who grew up watching Unsolved Mysteries with the creepy ass intro music, it's um, and living that, seeing those scenes play out where people vanished or were abducted, and you never found out what happened to them, because you just never know what can happen and all this stuff. And so I have that, internal mechanism where I'm a worrier, and so something like this, I feel like I don't know if I can be handling it any better than I am. I mean, I feel the kind of tension where I feel like I have to take deep breaths to kind of try to relieve some of that tension. Which is, I mean, I think it is one of the best things that you can do if you feel like you're frustrated about something, or maybe if your kids are not following directions and you feel like you're building and getting frustrated or angry or sad or whatever, and just take a pause, take a breath. That's something that we try to do in our family. It doesn't always work, but I mean, these are some pretty crazy times, and sad and scary. And I think the best thing that we can do is try to just, in a way, look out for each other as best we can, whether it be, hey, sending Facebook message to my friends to say, hey, how you doing? Which I need to be better at. Um, you know, Letting the kids call or video chat with their grandparents. Megan was great. You know, it was last night after the kids went to bed. She just took out some coloring pages, and Megan and I just colored for about an hour just to kind of unwind. And that's kind of how we've been dealing with it, trying to keep our kids in some type of structure and helping them learn as best we can. Megan's doing the bulk of that. She's much better at, helping kids learn. Um, she's an amazing mom, great wife, and I'm very fortunate to have such an amazing partner. So I would say to everyone who's struggling or afraid or not sure of what's going to happen over the next couple weeks or months, just, reach out to the people that you love or the ones you have closest to you and talk about it. Share your thoughts and your feelings to, you know, get it out there. And hopefully that will help ease whatever burden you might feel, um, which is what I'm doing right now as I talk with you and share what I've been feeling. So thank you for listening. Um, I don't know if this parent talk thing will be a consistent thing or not, but I wanted to do this for me to kind of vent. And maybe in some way, if wherever you see this, you feel like you need to share your thoughts, you can reach out to me. Easiest way to reach out to me is on Twitter at STLakata, STLAKATA. I think the best thing we can do is just try to be supportive, and funny GIFs I think are also a good way to to help out. So I respond a lot on Twitter with GIFs. It makes me laugh, and hopefully I help other people laugh too with doing something silly. So thanks for listening, and I will talk to everyone later. All right, bye.